Hello, I'm Rick Barclay. I'm with Piano Clubhouse, and today we're going to learn the song Right Here Waiting by Richard Marx. It was a big, huge hit for him in the late 80s, early 90s, and a big power ballad. Well, not really a power ballad, but a ballad that was very popular during that time. So let's dive in. It's in the key of C, which is the original key. Key of C is this: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, now this main thematic material you're going to hear a bunch. It's the intro, then it's also part of the chorus, as well as the little instrumental interlude that's done by the guitar, the acoustic guitar, but we'll play it on the piano, obviously. So get used to playing this thematic material because it's very rampant throughout the whole thing. All right, so let me just play a little bit of it, and then I'll go back and kind of discuss what I was doing. Okay, so that's the intro. Now what's happening is basically we have this arpeggiated, if you will, outline of open fifth type chord, and then the right hand answers with the melodic line. So it's always rolling and then notes with the right hand. Answer. Okay, and then occasionally they do kind of cross paths of hitting some notes here and there. So to begin with, C, G, and C. And yes, the left hand does venture into the right hand's territory, into the treble clef. So that's 1 and 2, and this is in 4/4, so 1 and 2, and then on the and of 2, it's G, G, F, E, D. Okay, 1 and 2, and count 1 the next measure, G, D, G, 1 and 2, same type of rhythm. And a 2 is D, D, E, F, E, and a 4. And then downbeat of 1 hits the A, into the E, 1 and 2 and 4, and very syncopated on this. So A, E, C, C, E, back to the left hand, back to the right hand, D, E, into the next measure. So this is kind of a little, I guess, tricky area right here because it's so syncopated. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But they're playing in the holes of one another, so to speak, and the left hand's kind of keeping a somewhat of a consistent downbeat emphasis. So you're able to keep time, whereas the right hand is filling on the upbeats, opposite of what the left hand is doing. So that next measure is an F. And then on count 2 it's a C, and then count 4 it's a G. Okay, so on the middle of all that stuff that's happening is D, there's a C, and then C in the right hand, B, and they basically not really clashing, but they're not the same note. It's A in the right hand, G in the left hand, to the G. And basically we're going to repeat this whole thing again, just an octave lower. Okay, so here's the upper octave one more time. Do it a little slow for you. Same thing again, just octave lower. Okay, that right there is a little bit different rhythmically. So A, E, A, and on count 2, that's where you're going to hit the C. 2 and then on the and of 3, D, E, F, and then downbeat on the next measure of F in the left hand, E, D, G in the left hand, C, B, C. Okay, so let me play through all that again there. Lower octave. here's the little outro, if you will, of our intro, interlude. Okay, so outlining an E, or excuse me, an A minor, A, E, A, and then and a 2 hits the B and E, and then and a 3, C, and then back to an A. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and it doesn't go down to the A on the last one. It just holds up on the C. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, now we're ready for the verse, and we're learning the piano part basically. Though a lot of the piano part has the melodic content that's being sung in the voice. But at this point, now we're going to be doing the accompanying and not the melodic line. Okay, so what's happening here is C's in the bass, and then G, C, and then a D and a G. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2. Right hand does the same thing, but our left hand is basically moving different pedal tones. So that was and a 4 was an E to an F. Same information as we had before. And a 4 was E, and then downbeat is D. And the same information again. The right hand. That was F, G, and this time it's different. G, C and D to B, C, D, and then you strike the G again in the left hand. So let's play all through that again, those 4 measures. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Does it again now. Moving on. Here's where it's different. Okay, that was C to a B, octave Bs, and then G, C, D, and 2, and 3, and. This is kind of like a little 4-bar pre-chorus. Okay, so it's an A minor, based off an A minor triad. So it's A's, and then E, A, and then you're going to strike basically the A and the B and an E together. And then goes up to the C on the and of 3, and 2, and 3, and 4. And on the and of 4, it's C, up to downbeat of D, and then the right hand you're going to have, basically this, it's an F2 over D. Cool little chord. So in the right hand, F, G, and C. So now our right hand's venturing down into the bass clef. So both hands are venturing into each other's territory, so to speak. It's going to hold on to that for 3 full counts, and then on count 4, the left hand goes C, B, and then back to the same thing we just, same thing, except now you're gonna hit a basically a G in the bass. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay. Now we're ready for basically the chorus. Okay, very similar to what we've already done, but let me just kind of go through and explain it quickly again. Outlining the C, and then the and of 2, G, G, F, E, D, and 2, and 3, and 4. Outlining the G now. Now it's D, D, E, F, E. Now outlining an A minor. And on count 2, this is where they go together. 1 and 2, and it's C, C. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. So the and of 4 was the E, and then you're going to strike the F in the bass, and then the and of 1 is D, C, C, B, G, G. And here's where you're going to kind of, if you want to do the G in the bass, you can, or if you just want to let that be there, and then you have to move out of the way, basically. All right, so that one more time, just that half. way. See how he quickly got out of the way. So again, it's doing the same information. Okay, this time A and E, and then we're going to have basically an A and a C together. 1 and 2 and. Again, lots of ands. C, D, E, F, and then now in the downbeat with the left hand, it's F, E, D in the right hand, and 2 and. Count 3, it's a G in the bass, and then C, B, C, and we're back to this A minor, and now you're going to do the verse again. Right there, I should have played that and then I kind of played it backwards. And for now, chorus again. Now we're ready for basically the bridge of the tune. Richard Marx is a very good songwriter, so he's utilizing basically good song structure, and that he's taking all these forms that can be utilized into the verse chorus and adapting them into this. So this is the bridge, and so it's an F2 over D. We had already kind of seen this chord before, but now he's really exclusively using it in the bridge. So it's D's in the bass, and F, G, C, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. On count 4 hits the G. Now this is going to be a C over E, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the E's in the bass,